So, welcome to yet another video. We're in the streets of London, waiting for someone to learn how to drive. And yeah, I'm just gonna have a look around for somewhere to camp up, so I can have a bit of a stealth camp around here somewhere. So I'm out the way, and yeah, just looking for the right spot really. As you saw, that's a major road I've just come off, so I'm going to up here. Right, I'll just show you where I am. Whoa, it's hot, 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 hot. Right, so just get out, show you where I am. Going up that road. It's pretty nice, pretty sunny here, reasonably quiet. And so this is where I am for the night. I'm going to describe it as sweet suburbia. Got some nice houses there. Looks like we're not really in London because the houses are nice, but I think it'd be a perfect place to stay. So I'm just going to make a bit of lunch, and I'll speak to you in a bit. So welcome to the back of my micro camper. I'm going to attempt, mind, to make a spot of lunch. So here goes. Yeah, I haven't done this before because I don't usually prepare stuff. I chop it up, have it ready, and just kind of put it together. But I've got some time, so I thought I'd have a go. Like you do. A little bit more. Sorry about this. I will be with you shortly. Again, we're still in a heat wave. And me like a lunatic. I'm in the back of my lovely micro camper. Put the lid on. Right, so I'm going to be turning you around by hand. That sounds very nice, I know. It's yes, so here we have my cooker. Just here, this one here. Right. Just gonna boil the kettle. See how long that takes. Not too long. And right, so also I shall attempt. This is quite difficult. This is quite difficult. Maybe I won't attempt. I will attempt. You might not see what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. So back in a minute. A chopping board. Some cheese and some Kerrygold, grass-fed, of course. And I'll just get these bits out of here. So get that out. Herbal tea today. Run out of coffee. And everything I need hopefully is there. Yes, I think so. So I'll just adjust you. So it's a bit handsy, this one. See, I've got a gimbal and I could let it follow me around, but I'm a glutton for punishment, so I thought I'd just go with it, really. See what happens. Right, so. Right. Got some nice rolls. I'm just going to make one. I'm not a big eater, so just the one will do me. And a nice cheese topped roll. Oh, sounds lovely. Get a plate out. Somewhere here. See, because a micro camper is so small, you can reach everything. Look, everything. It's very good. So, tastes good. So I washed my hands. Got clean hands. Just move that over there. Chop some cheese, man. Chop some cheese. Anyway, I was going to just chat away like I usually do. I got a message from an old friend the other day, Rob. I've known him for probably over 30 years. But he moved to Australia and America, bobbed about a bit. He moved to Australia and he opened a shop called, I think it's called Redback Motorcycles, and it was all custom built motorcycles, the frames, and then they levered in Harley engines as far as I know. So yeah, he done pretty well over there. Had a house there. Had some undesirables come close one day, and he decided to bail, and he moved back to the UK. Can't say where. It's still under wraps. But yeah, he was kind of friends with this bike gang out there, and I will say no more on that. You know, you've got to be careful who you play with, otherwise they'll bite you. Especially in Australia, all those poisonous spiders and snakes. So who knows, maybe it's them that's after him. All his imagination from overdoing life. But nothing would surprise me with Rob. I said that again, Rob, nothing at all would surprise me with you. Anyway, he tracked me down when he was out in Australia. He got a private investigator looking for me, and they found me. And so I get this call out of the blue when I'm at work, and last person I think is going to call me is Rob, because say we hadn't seen each other at that point for 25 years. It was nice to know that he was still alive, because the way that we both used to party, it wouldn't be surprising if either of us was, you know, living underground, really. But no, he's still kicking, I'm still kicking, we're all still kicking. The kettle's now boiled. I'm going to turn that off. Woo! As if it weren't hot enough. It's even hotter now. Right, I will herbal tea, the good stuff. A double bagger, because I'm rude. Anyway, so pour that in. Lovely. Ooh, can you see the steam? Can you see the steam? Steam in. Right, let's put it away. So I normally put it there, but I'll put it down there because things are happening. So anyway, I shall let that brew. Apparently you're not supposed to squeeze tea bags of any kind because it scares the innards and it turns it a little bit bitter. So if you want it just right, just stir it back and forth. Let it have a little bit of a fondle for a few minutes, and you will have a perfect cuppa. So anyway, as I was saying, just chopping my onions now. Yeah, so he tracked me down, called me when I was at work, and absolutely threw me. Couldn't believe it. All these years gone by, and yeah, it was amazing. So anyway, he I'll tell you more about that another time. He was looking at my this YouTube Filling the Void YouTube channel, and because we're friends, we kept in touch, and so he's sort of checking up, see what I'm doing, and he saw the Camden video, and again, he was one of those characters that used to go to Camden with me. Apparently, one of the stories I was telling about the electric ballroom and Wiggy when I'd wrapped her up in cling film, he said he was there, but I have no recollection. I'll tell you still, Rob, I have no recollection of that. And you know, bit of cheese. Very nice. Extra mature, not Victor mature, extra mature. Sorry about that. I don't usually eat on camera because it's rude to speak with your mouth full. Whatever you got in your mouth. Double entendres. I should stop. Anyway, so yeah, he was saying, yeah, I was there that night. I'm surprised. I thought you would have mentioned me. And I went, well, I really don't remember you there at all, which I don't. Yeah, many other times he was there, but I don't remember him that night. I'm just going to put the cheese and the butter in the fridge. And the rest of that onion, because I don't want it stinking in here, do I? No. So yeah, I've managed to boil a kettle and make a cuppa, and I've made myself a lovely cheese and onion roll, which is good. So yeah, so I got back to Rob. Oh, where am I going to put that? Didn't think of that, did I? Now, to put that in the sink. Tea bags I'm talking about. And don't forget, I can't strain them. I've already said I can't do that now, so I can't do it. So get in there. Right. So put that there. Put the lid on to the sink. So it's very hot today, but yeah, I was going to say I was going to shut the door and just brave it, but I won't because it is. Don't know if I'm starting to sweat yet. Yeah, I'll just go with it. I'm going to adjust you again. Sorry about this. Put you just there. I think that's about right. About my usual spot. So as you can see, I've taken my rear window blind off. Generally have that on just at night, you know. So it's perfectly dark in here. It's extra security because it's actually plywood. So you get more ones, break your window, you've still got something at least. So yeah, so Rob, yeah, we go back a long time. I was at his wedding, which was where all the rock stars get married, the town hall on the King's Road in London. And yeah, I sort of, you know, I signed the registry and all the rest of it, and I think I gave one of them away. I can't remember. It was a fuzzy time, but yeah. So it was great, you know, done the whole thing in there, the ceremony, and a few of his friends are there. And we come out and went down the stairs, and that's the famous pictures you used to get of rock stars. I know you don't really get rock stars anymore, but when there were rock stars, they would do that. They come down the stairs after getting married in the registry office there, and then everyone would take the pictures, confetti and all the rest of it. But so some of that was going on. I think some of his friends were photographers. A lot of the people I hadn't actually met, so he had plucked various people from different places and said, yeah, that'll make a good mix. And he was getting married to his wife Camilla, an American. And yeah, so I will tell you what I was wearing. I was wearing green snakeskin tights with green snakeskin boots, and I can't remember what was going on with my shirtage, what it was. And I had a belt with lots of metal loops on it, and because I was just wearing obviously tights with nothing under it, I had a codpiece, which if you look at the picture on the Camden one, I think I'm wearing a codpiece. So obviously that went round, and the strap goes up your, hence the link. So it hooks into all these links. It's got 3 hooks. So I was wearing that, and I think I had mad hair with shaved on one side, all different colours, and as well as that, it had kind of all the different colours of wires you get when you've got a wire alarm, like the really small ones. You might see them when you got guys working on the telephone boxes in the street. So you got every single colour there, and that was all plaited within my hair as well. And I used to go out and I'd have like fish hooks on the end and stuff like that, and beads. And when I used to sort of headbang, I'd catch all these people. Quite lethal, really. But anyway, so that was the that was when we left the actual reception of him getting married, and we got a taxi up to the actual proper reception, food and all the rest of it. And that was in a really nice restaurant in Battersea, the nice part of Battersea, the bit that's nearest to Chelsea. And our table was in a boat, so then the boat was in the restaurant. So you would, to get into the boat, you'd have a ladder to get up, cock your leg over and get in, and then you got a table there. And I think it was a table for maybe 8 or 10 people. I can't really remember. But yeah, so that was it was very memorable. And you had a mixture of different friends. Some of them knew me, some of them didn't. But obviously, as I'm getting over the boat, or getting out of the boat to get on the ladder, so you're on the table, you turn around, and to get down the ladder, you've got to swing your leg over. So like I'm like that. I'm like, yeah, I've got codpiece crutch going on, all the rest of it. And I didn't think any of it at the time, but I think some of his friends were sniggering, but all in the best possible taste. So it was, this is yet another story. I mean, I haven't told you any of the stories about Rob yet. But after he saw that video of Camden Town, then and now, he, you know, we're in contact again. As I say, we both doing different things. We're in different parts of the country, and you know, I think he was a bit upset that I didn't mention him in that video, and said, so look, I'll come up, I'll do an interview with you. We'll sit down. It could be like that bit where you've got Mel Smith and Griff Rhys-Jones each side of a table. So we're like just, you know, talking about old stuff and new stuff and whatever. Could be something like that. Who knows? He lives in one of those massive 5-wheeler Rockstar trucks and or trailers on this massive campsite. And he's kind of right out on his own. So, you know, he can scream and shout as much as he likes. No one's ever going to hear him. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, yeah, I said, yeah, I'll come up at some point. And you know, we just talk about then and now, old times, what you're doing, what floats your boat. Are you struggling in this world of nothing as opposed to the world of plenty? Sorry. Very nice. So, as I say, I mean, the clubs, pubs, bars, parties, God knows what, where we went. Yeah, there's a lot to say, so I don't really want to say too much about it. I mean, I met Rob the first time through a Spanish girl, and I just wanted to get something done. My hair was just long and black. I always had Mohicans, but I just grown it out, and so it's sort of long, sort of wherever down here. And so I had this idea for like wiring my hair and all sorts of. Actually, no, I think the first time I went there, he just done quite a more regular cut with my own hair, but stuff going on with it. But the one I went there for that I do remember, because a lot I don't remember. A friend from, I used to work in Chelsea, so I got a lift from there from a friend on the back of his bike to the other guy's place where Rob's place was. I think it's in Crystal Palace, and it was a 4-story building, and on the roof it was like a roof garden, and you had speakers, and so you could literally party up there, and like it was nuts. The speakers were like 6 foot tall and, you know, really wide. And so we had some great times there, I'll tell you about. But one of the first times I went over there to get my hair done, it was him, a Scottish lady called Alison, and another girl, which I can't remember her so much because she didn't stand out quite so much. But so I was there having my hair shaved and extensions, braided, twisted with all this wires and all the rest of it. It took them hours, you know, like 3 or 4 hours probably. And Rob being Rob, he had all these optics of brandy, whiskey, vodka, whatever you want. It's right in front. I could have one of those. So don't lose an opportunity. You got a customer, you might as well charge him a few quid for a few drinks. So I sat there like that. So I'm sat there, and I'm smoking a big fat chubby cigar, and like on the cognac, and just having these 2 girls working on my hair. And they said later on, it's like working on Winston Churchill. You stink. There's all this smoke going up. Like, so yeah, this lovely smell of. I actually think I was drinking Jack Daniels, because that's always my go-to. And but yeah, and I think so. We'd done that after the hours and all the rest of it, and we had a photo shoot after, which that picture that I was telling you about. There's a lot more of those. That's where that picture was taken. The one you see in the video, the Camden Town video, is just a cropped version. So it's just me, but there's 2 other people in that video. But because the video was about me, you just see that. But it's a famous fetish photographer at the time called Trevor Watson. And he used to do a lot of work for Skin 2, probably the Torture Garden, lots of different ones, but he was the sort of go-to guy for that kind of photography. And yeah, so anyway, really, I'm just going to finish my sandwich because I don't want to in front of you because it's rude. And I'll get back to you a little bit later on. As I say, I'll just test this first. That's good. Yeah, a double bagger always. Herbal tea. I think that's green tea. Is that technically herbal tea still? But anyway, I will speak to you in a mo after I go into town and get some more supplies. What supplies? I don't know. I was thinking maybe I'd have a curry or a chilli or something else, because it's a day off day today, so I don't have to eat healthy because I'm doing this here video. I've been out since this morning. I've got up about 6:30. It's probably now, let me have a look. It's 11:30. It feels like I have been up for ages, but it feels late in the day. It's quite amazing. But anyway, I'll go and do that stuff and I'll get back to you a little bit later. So, bye. So, hi. Don't know how well you can see me. It's getting a bit dark. Yeah, that took longer than I thought. Anyway, just popped round to visit my friend Nast, who lives quite local to where I am. And didn't really want to stay at his tonight because I've been talking to him all day. So yeah, I'm now heading back towards my micro camper. I got some supplies. Couldn't get a vegetable curry, so I had to get vegetable chili instead with rice and some vegetable samosas. Bit of a mix, but you know, hopefully it'll work. We shall see. Anyway, I'm just gonna flip you around, and here we are, back at my vehicle. Now that's weird. Is that not weird? This is we've done a video called Christmas in July. This is Christmas in August. It's one of the random houses just close to where I've parked. Look at that, Christmas lights everywhere. How bizarre, how bizarre. Anyway, I'll say it again. Happy Christmas in August. Happy Christmas. Right. I'll just turn the mood lights on first, just so I can put you down, see what I'm doing. There you go, over in that direction. Whoa, it is a hot day, and turn that on, turn it down. Hopefully that's alright. Shut this door a bit. Right, I'm just getting myself organised. Actually, I will cut there. I will cut just there. So I'll be back with you in a moment. Won't be very long. I'll just get myself a bit more organised here. Okay. See you soon. See you soon. So right, back in the room. I've put the food on, so that'll be cooking away. Take about 20-30 minutes. And yeah, as I say, I've put my fan on there because it's I'm probably starting to sweat already. It's very warm in here. Obviously, it's been the window's been shut all day, so not surprisingly, very warm. So I will, as I say, allow that to cook, and what shall I do? I shall show you around the interior of my micro camper. Right, that was a bit of a flash. So yeah, it's just that's all cosmic stuff. That was a bike show I went to. It's very good. And that's me, Jazz Christian Design. That was back in the 80s when I was an illustrator, amongst other things. There's a friend that done that one, Vince Ray. Very nice man. And that's a parrot. That's another guy. I don't know if you've seen my Camden Town video, but he's in that. That's an eyeball. That's a Hi-Ho Silver. Yeah, there's various things in there. Some you may have seen, some you may have not. So I'm showing you around. That's another bike show. That's a mag rally. I might be doing that this year, I'm not sure. That's a couple of friends there. There's another bike show called Oddballs. That was on last week. Out of the Asylum. Well, sorry, I have been invited. Oddballs. Arkham Asylum. So, yeah, there's a few more bits. That's the aforementioned Nasty just there. And that's me with my dreads. And I was talking about cod pieces earlier on. And as you can see, the name of that shop, Cod Mania. And it's at Kensington Market. We have one in the basement and one on the first floor. So that was my shop. Hence Codpiece, Codmania. And we were in a magazine. Sorry, I'll spin around. We were in a magazine, and a very fashionable magazine at the time, all the rage. And instead of calling me, obviously they didn't think there'd be a shop called Codmania, and so they decided to call us Godmania, which you couldn't have got that more wrong. And here are the fluffy clouds, which help you sleep at night. So right, anyway, that's around the room. So I'm watching a film tonight. A bit later on, I'm just I've got it on in the background there on my DVD player. It's called Doomsday. It's very much like today. It's we're not quite there yet, but it's the march towards. So I'm just going to put you down, not like a dog or a cat, and crack open a beer because it's so hot in here. Oh, that was a feeble crack, wasn't it? Right, so this is nice cold, nice and ice cold. Let's move that cooker. And I shall pour. I mean, it says Spitfire because generally I do prefer ale, but I'm going to have an ice cold Foster's, which is weak but refreshing. So I will just pour that slowly, because I don't want to get a big head. No one likes a big head. So this is the secret. Gently does it until you've had too many of them, then it's just like sling it down your neck. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. Right. Obviously, I'm in a micro camper. I'm fully locked in now. The cooker that I'm using is a plug-in electric one. I will show you in a moment. The windows that you could see earlier on are all blacked out. I've got blinds on the two side windows and a blind on the rear window, which is that. I'll point it out. I'll point it out to you anyway. So I'm in full stealth mode. No one should know that I'm here. Unfortunately, I've still got to fit my air vent in the roof, which will be electric as well, and it will keep me cool. But until then, I've just got this fan blowing the heat around, but I can feel a breeze if I get close to it. But until then, sorry, I'm just, that's really unfair. I'm just showing you my pint of beer, which is not fair. Anyway, all hail the ale. Oh, that was lovely. Nice and cool. Very cool. Anyway, I'm going to spin you around and show you what I meant. So obviously earlier on, I had just normal windows here. This is a solid piece, It's insulated, which is great in the winter, not so great right now, but it's a complete blackout as well. And then I'll take you around the other side, and that's the same again. I mean, I can open that a little bit, but as I say, I'm in stealth mode, so that's it. That remains shut. And the camera was here earlier on, and you could see obviously whatever's behind the vehicle. But this blind here, this whole thing, you just undo that. Sorry, undo that, 2 screws. Undo that, 2 screws. Lowers like that, drops out. Take it away and put it in the front of the vehicle. So, woo! As I said, I won't be doing that for a little while until tomorrow. I'll get myself organised. Show you the. So that's the little cooker. The red light's on, so it's cooking. Once it's cooked, it will turn green, and go from there. So as I say, obviously I can use that. Don't need any windows open like I do with a gas bowl. So I'm completely shut off to the world. You could see the street that I was in, that I've just walked up. And yeah, so I've got my video set up there. I can't show you too much of it or play it because of, you know, copyright rules and all the rest of it. So I shall now be back in a moment. I'm just going to get myself organised slightly better. Hey, back in the room. So earlier on today I was talking about my friend Rob and cod pieces, I think. Yeah, the wedding I was at. I said I had a cod piece on. I've just told you a bit about cod pieces, my shop called Cod Mania. And we used to sell, it sounds really funny, you know, back in the day, the shop that I had, we used to sell kind of exotic wear, and to a lot of dancers, rock bands. I think a few that you would know, Guns and Axl Rose come into the store with his massive bouncer. Didn't notice Axl Rose, just the bouncer, but then someone said, "Did you see?" No, I didn't see him. And one of the guys out of Aerosmith bought a pair of rubberized trousers that I'd made. Just various things. And we used to do a lot of cod pieces and chastity belts, chainmail bras, all sorts of stuff like that. The cod pieces, I used to do lots of illustrated designs all over them. But we also had lame ones, just all sorts of different patination over them. Rubber, eyeballs, 3D eyeballs, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so as I was thinking about that, it made me think of this story I'm going to tell you now. You know, I've got 1,000 stories, as you know, and hopefully you find it interesting. So I realised I told you another story when I was at a festival, a music festival. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, I said about being on a big wheel, and I met Ian Anderson out of a band called Jethro Tull. So he wore a cod piece. Another person I met was Blackie Lawless out of Wasp. He was with Gene Beauvais at the time, come into a shop where I worked called Hyper in Kensington. Blackie Lawless also wore a cod piece. And another codpiece wearer back in the 80s, way back, was Animal, that I met on a few occasions, and he also wore a codpiece. And the other person that wore a codpiece was Zodiac from Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction. And I met him in a bar with my girlfriend somewhere in Essex. I want to say Chelmsford. And he had this fantastic lounge lizard suit on. I think it was a purple jacket and some really nice bright green trousers. And yeah, and he was performing that night. and the support band was called Beat the Beast, who I was supposed to sing for, but I didn't get around to it. Anyway, I think even my glasses are sweating. It's so hot in here. I've got to do something about that. It is a heat wave, so I can't, you know, I can't groan too much. Liquid refreshments. And then I thought of one other person, two other people that wore codpieces in their garb. One of them was Blackadder, and that was a fantastic series. And the other one was Cameo, and they wrote a song called Word Up, again back in the 80s. So that is my impressive array of codpiece wearing stories. You don't see people wearing codpieces anymore. They seem to be completely out of vogue. Sorry, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. So yeah, let me have a look. It's getting there. Food is getting there. So what else? So yeah, I'm gonna just sit back because I'm moving and I can just feel the heat. So I've got another video coming out shortly, which I've just we've just finished editing, and it's called London Detritus. We thought it was quite a catchy name because it sums up London quite perfectly to me in this time and place. And, you know, the area that I live, it's a gentle walk around the area within 2-3 minutes of where I live, and what I have to put up living there. And I've lived there for around 20 years or so, and it used to be quite nice. People were friendly, people were happy. Yeah, you know. But like most people, like most places, we now have a lot of strangers in our town, and it has changed a lot, and it's not for the better. So that video is about that, and there's a few surprises in there. There's a few disgusting stories in there, which I must apologise for. But as you know, on my channel, I am true, honest, and real. Got to remember that word real, because the kids know that one. I know it now. Wow. Yeah, so I was going to say, obviously I started to say, I don't think I finished it. But you can only, if you're in a micro camper, obviously I'm in a side street in London. If people know that I'm in here and they don't like it, they might give me a knock. I've never had that because on the outside of it looks completely dark because of all the insulation. You can't hear me on the outside. I've tested it. So could you listen to me while I'm talking? And you know, they couldn't hear me on the outside, so I know that. So, but if that did happen, and the police decided just to come and check it out. This is so unlikely in London. The police will not. They're not interested. They haven't got time. You know, everyone knows this. But anyway, if that was to happen and they gave me a knock on the door and I had had 2 beers, then straight away I'm over the limit. But with one, I'm not. I'm okay. Especially that's only Foster's, so it's very weak. So that's something you must remember if you are doing some stealth camping, you know, around city streets and back of beyond, whatever. It's just something to do, because if police knock on the door, turn up legless, you're in here, you're in charge of the keys, so that's it, you're nicked, you lose your license, game over, and it's not very good. So, oh, a spider, where'd that go? Oh no, I killed it. No, I didn't. He's back. Where'd you go? Behind me. Anyway, is it good luck having a spider in your house? What about in your micro camper? We'll have to see. Man, it's hot in here. That's all I can say. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Right, I'm going to try and dish up some food. I might try and... No, I'm going to pause. So, right, food is ready. Means it's done. Oh, right, turn it off. Right. Watch me burn myself now. Super hot, super hot. Right, so here we have, ouch, 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 ouch. There we have, I'm going to be quick. What? Oh, that is too hot. Right, I'm doing my best. Bear with me, please, please, just bear with me. Right, so the rice is cooked. It looks nice and fluffy. One day I will get the perfect thing so I don't burn myself. Right, so spread the rice out. I'll turn the film off for now. I'll put it on a bit later and watch it properly. Right. Try not to make a mess. Feels very sticky, this. Very sticky indeed. Yeah, so imagine that, a supermarket that doesn't do a vegetable curry. I was looking forward to that, but because I've given up meat, I've got to go that route. But you know, this will do the trick. I'll just have a look in there. Have I got the goods? Oh, there's a bit left. Yeah, so this little cooker, I think it's cooked this in about 25-30 minutes, something like that, which is pretty good. Pretty good. All right, on with that lid. And that. So this has got a little, it's a rice cooker, this thing. You've seen it before. And it's got a little hole there to let the steam out, just to make it extra hot in here. But never mind. We all have our cross to bear, as they say. God, that's ingrained in my membrane. So, yeah. So I think that. Oops, take that away. Don't want that, do we? Don't want that. Yeah, it tastes good. I don't know why I sound surprised. It tastes very nice. And I've got a few samosas to go with it. Shabadoo, Shabaday, and Shabaday, which should suffice. And so what do you think? Does that look good? It's good to me. So I'm just going to eat that. I don't want to eat in front of you because who wants to see that? I know certain people do. I know there's channels where people eat dodgy channels, Japanese, I think, and people pay them to eat in certain types of food, and you know, you got to have a hobby in life, and obviously that's a thing. But I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to do that in front of you. I will eat this, and then I'll be back with you shortly. See you in a moment. You see how hot I am? I am absolutely roasting. I've just dried myself off. That chili was a hot chili. I didn't realise. I just picked it up. Thought it'd be alright. So my skull. Hey man. Gotta have a light up skull. Stay. Oh yeah. Honestly, I've just I got some kitchen towel, and I've just dabbed myself off because I'm so hot. I'm probably shining right now. Apologies for that if I am. I'm gonna put that over there. It's bothering me. You stay there. Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, I drank about another third of that because it's just, oh, so hot. And that's so full. Oh, dear. So anyway, yeah, it was nicely cooked. Anyway, in that simple rice cooker. And obviously all these things that you can just plug in and use where you don't have to open the doors. Absolutely perfect for your stealth camping. And sorry, I think I said it earlier, I'm not sure, but I think this is Stealth Camp 6. And this is the second one that I've done in sort of urban jungle of London. Can you call it that? Yeah, concrete jungle. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just too hot. I think my brain's starting to melt. But yes. So I'm looking forward to going to a show next week. Sorry, excuse me. It's a bike show. I've spoken about it before. It's the only bike show I now do. I used to do between, I would say, 4 and 6 bike shows a month, because some of them you'd have it sounds mad, but you'd have a Saturday and a Sunday, 2 separate shows. So that's how it worked out to more than 4 over the month. But no, entertainment as we know it is dying very rapidly. So I'm just going to this one last one. I went there the first time maybe 25 years ago, maybe more than that. Yeah. I'll say 25 years ago, and had a great time there. And I went there last year, and yeah, things had changed. They still had about 1,400 people, and for a bike show now, that is a lot. We used to do shows where you'd have thousands of people. It's a medium-sized show, but so that is a lot for a medium-sized show. I mean, you get other ones, they're massive, thousands of people, but all of those, they've reduced by at least a half. And so that they're slowly dying. They're all in the north. This isn't in the north. You hook a left on the way to the north for this one. And yeah, so we done it last year. It was pretty good. Had a good time, and bumped into a lot of friends. A guy called Shirley that I hope to see this year. I've been trying to contact me because he gave me his Facebook details, and yeah, don't know what's happened to him. But his name is Monopod.
He's he lost one of his legs. I don't mean he lost it, but he's just got the one leg, and sometimes he'll use crutches, and sometimes he'll put a leg on. But yeah, he does what he does when he does it, and that's it. He's again, I've known him for all of that time, and he's one of the few still going to bike shows after all that time, as well as me. I mean, it is a sad thing to say, but a lot of bikers, obviously, they get old. They, they end up with illnesses and they just die. That's it. Yeah, we all die. And there's nothing new replacing them. Whereas before, there was a turnover of people constantly getting bikes and all the rest of it. And so, you'd have a good turnout of people all the time. I mean, I read the news. I saw the news today. Oh, boy. It sounds like that. Anyway, I did. I looked at my news feed today, and the latest idea, I don't know if it's a Green Party or Khan or whoever it is in London, but they now want to start charging motorbikes the full ULEZ charge, congestion charge, and they want to put that charge up as well to like £15 a day or something. So they'll be charging the same as a car. And so you wonder why people are giving up their bikes, getting rid of them, because that was the quickest way to get across London. And as I say, that they're disappearing. It's a shame, but I've spoken about that before. But that's yet another law that they're trying to bring in, and they want to bring in all sorts of instant fines for that if you haven't got yourself covered. So, so that's that. Another horrid situation coming our way. I mean, it's just been hinted at in the news yesterday, and then I saw, oh yeah, we think this is really going to happen, because they sort of fished, don't they? See what the response is. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I mean, it's great. If you don't live in London, you're still good. So the best thing is just to move out of London, which I would love to do. Any ideas, any offers, let me know. But for now, I'm sort of stuck here. So such is life. So I've rambled on quite a bit. Obviously, I try and make these sort of stealth camps different from what I do each time. I don't usually cook that much. I have once or twice, maybe do a breakfast. But yeah, so a different one. Again, the second one I've done in kind of London, in the London area. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to get any on the side of the vehicle. But yeah, so I think I'm probably going to stick my film on. Doomsday. I'll tell you what it's about. Let me put my bins on. I actually saw a video of a band. I can't remember what they're called because I have a terrible memory. But no, I'm thinking, but I can't. So Doomsday. There you go. That's what it looks like. So it does sound similar to what's going on. So 27 years after an outbreak of the deadly Reaper virus kills millions, the disease erupts in London. Typical. It's always London. You pay the most to live when you're in London, but viruses, outbreaks, bombs, you're always the first to be hit. It just seems so unfair. And threatens to wipe out the entire population. Hope lies with an elite fighting unit led by the deadly, beautiful Major Sinclair. Anyway, but they have only 48 hours. It's always 48 hours to find the cure in a devastated post-apocalyptic zone. Deserted by the authorities and controlled by murderous gangs with a taste for human flesh. Human flesh, I say! So, yes, and can't even see that. Loaded with ferocious fights, cannibal carnage, hair-raising, hell-raising chases, Doomsday grabs you by the short and curly's throat, won't let you go until the explosive end. Also, oh no, Sean Pertwee's in it. Out of Dog Soldiers. Oh no. Oh no. Has anyone ever seen Sean Pertwee in anything where he was good? He does a lot of voiceover stuff, and I think he's got a great voice for voiceovers. But when he's actually starring in something, he's a terrible actor. His father, also known as Catweasel, on the other hand, was absolutely brilliant. He was incredible. And he had a pet toad, which made him even better. I'm losing my speech now. See? It's the heat. It's the heat. It's not this. This is one. I haven't even finished that. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to put on that film, Doomsday. And I'm going to try and ignore Sean Pertwee wherever possible. And I'll let you know what it's like in the morning after I get up. I've got to do my dishes. Might do those in the morning. But I'm gonna hunker down here, watch my DVD, and I don't even know what the time is. What's the time? What is the time? Let me check it out. Oh, it is about 10:30. So, yeah, watch that film. That'd be about right. And, blimey. I'll get my nightwear on. Find some, I think I've stripped down to my boxers, actually. This is just too hot. Yeah, so I've got a sleeping bag, 4-season one. Imagine jumping in that. So I think I'll just lay on the top here and drift off. And I will see you, and you. I will see you in the morning. So I should say good night now, and sweet dreams. See you in the morning. Bye. So, good morning. Yeah, it is. It was a hot night, but it's a good morning. So, just going to open the curtains. Turn you around. If you're afraid of daylight, don't look. It's a lovely day in sweet suburbia, the back streets of London. Sweet suburbia. Who's that? That's the Skids. A band called the Skids. Don't know if you've heard of the Skids. They were very good in their day. In fact, I think they've reformed, and I know that they played at the Blackpool Punk Rebellion Festival. So that's something. I think we should have enough light in here. What do you think? Is this all right? The kettle's on. So I shall have some tea shortly. And yes, right. So what am I going to do? I'm going to talk to you. That's what I'm going to do. Right there. So I just got to get my fadangle right. And we shall go from there, no doubt. And I'll tell you about my evening. It was, I'd say it was hot. And I won't say sweaty, but I was pretty warm, and I actually had to move my vehicle in the night, not because of a knock or a scream, but someone decided to let off some fireworks in the the early hours. I don't know what time it was. I'll just turn that down. Don't want it too blurry. Yeah, so yeah, they do that around here. You know, there's all sorts of weird religious shenanigans going on. There seems to be a celebration every other week, and so the fireworks come out. So I'll show you what I actually did. Yeah, so here we go. Obviously, I'm nice and relaxed in my bed here. I didn't sleep in this sleeping bag because it was just too hot. I had the fan on all night, which helped. So yeah, obviously, so I'm stealth camping. If you do get some undesirables start annoying you in the night, or you know, hassling your vehicle or whatever, I've still got the ability to just step over here, get in my front seat and drive away. So I don't have to get out the actual vehicle, you know, well, I've got side doors here. Yeah, kettles are going. Yeah, so again, it's another good safety feature. In my larger vehicle, I had a bulkhead that went all the way across here, so I couldn't do that. I never had to do it all the time I had it. It's just, I do see sometimes people talking about, you know, they worry about these things. But as I say, so if you need to literally get out of bed and move in the middle of the night like I did, it's simple enough. You just step over there and away you go. Well, I just get that back in the right spot. Yeah, so that's that. You know, there's no drama, just, I don't know. I was half asleep anyway, and I thought before I was fully asleep, I might as well just move, get away from these idiots. And yeah, it was right by that green that I showed you. And there's a lot of houses there, so, you know, obviously they don't care about the locals, which is, it's a sad thing. So I have also a few corrections regarding my ramblings last night and Sean Penn. Sean Penn! Why am I saying Sean Penn? He's a good actor. There you go. That's what I'm thinking. I was talking about Sean Pertwee in that film I was watching, Doomsday. And I said his father was Catweasel. His father wasn't Catweasel. I was unsure, and so I Googled it. I cheated. It was actually John Pertwee, and he played Wurzel Gummidge. You can check that out if you like. And Catweasel was actually someone called, what was his name? It was, I've written it down so I don't forget it, and I've forgotten it. Jeffrey Balon. He was Catweasel, and he was playing this bizarre character in the times of the Normans, only he was in the future. So there's a lot of wizardry going on, a lot of general strangeness, which there was with a lot of kids' shows back in the 70s and 80s. They all had double meanings, like Captain Pugwash, Seaman Staines, Master Bates, all that sort of thing. Jamie and his magic torch. All sorts of, you know, the Magic Roundabout, they all had double entendres, because I think the writers of all of those were like, you know, like hippies, so they're all stoned. And so they sat around, come up with these stories, and they used to do the music to these TV shows as well, the kids' shows. And somehow it got past, you know, the people that would filter these things out like they do now. I mean, you say anything now, you are in trouble. Also, the other thing I was talking to you about was cod pieces. I mean, this is a random morning talk. And yeah, so I mentioned the various other men on the universe. Captains of the universe. What is it? By the power of Grayskull. Anyway, yeah, if you know that,
there you go. That's another thing. But anyway, I mentioned a friend. I met him, Animal. Took some pictures with my girlfriend, got his autograph, all sorts of stuff like that. And that was at the Blackpool Punk Festival as well. We met him. And yeah, anyway, he was out of a band called the Anti-Nowhere League, which I failed to actually mention. So I'm saying that now because, you know, again, another story about Animal. When we were in the Blackpool Punk Festival, we were sat at the bar and it was done out like the inside of a ship, a gallery. So that was one, a galley, not a gallery, a galley. But another one, it was kind of the acoustic set, if you like, and you know, punk acoustic. They've got a bit older, so they like slowed it all down. But Animal was in there, and as I say, my girlfriend sat down, had a chat, I took some pictures. She lost her camera, so that's that. He got his autograph. His autograph was in her purse. She lost that. She lost everything. It's punk rock, man. Left it somewhere for a second. One of those punk rockers stole it. But that's another story. But whilst we there, some sort of silly little punk went up to Animal and sort of just started threatening him. And Animal was a gentleman. He said, "Look, mate, just leave it." Anyway, this silly young punk, he lunged at him, and he realised you don't mess with Animal. He's obviously called Animal for a reason, but that Animal was kept away. But this guy challenged him. Right, you know, there must have been about 40, 45, 50 people in this bar. It was early in the morning. And, you know, it's supposed to be a celebration of punk rock. And you've got all sorts of people together, psychobilly, having a good time, you know. And then this idiot starts that. I mean, I don't know what all that's about. But anyway, I think, yep, kettle has now boiled. So I will show you my trusty kettle. You've seen it before. You just, did you see that action shot? That just, that's the vacuum. So, oh dear, I've done what you're not supposed to do. Yeah, when you boil this kettle, always make sure you lift that up. Me, being half asleep, didn't, and so that's why it went. Oh dear, that's not good. Anyway, I now know what happens if you don't do what you're told to do. And it wasn't too bad, I'm sure you'll agree. No one died. And there you go. Oh yeah, I said, didn't I? I said last night about green tea. Is green tea herbal tea? No, it isn't. It's got a lot of good properties, but part of the reason I've stopped drinking regular tea is because it's got something in it which punctures your intestines and gives you leaky gut and your bowel, not good. So it leaks out into your system and it can cause all sorts of problems. So I've stopped drinking tea, but I had some really nice green tea in here knocking about, which I had last night, double bagger. But yeah, no, apparently I'll look into it. Maybe it's somehow different and it hasn't got those same spiky things in the tea leaves as you know, regular tea. So I will check that out. Oh no, I lost my spoon. Wait there. Do that. What do I do with that? Bear with me. It could be a heathen. No, I was going to stir it with a fork then, but it's not good, is it? It's not good. So yeah, I hope everyone else slept well. It wasn't too hot. I've definitely got to put a vent in this roof because it's just, you could probably see on my face last night I was really sweating and I was having to, oh no, I squeezed it. I was going to have to, oh, there's the other spoon. God, everything's in its place. Right, so this is herbal tea. Whoa, black currant and something else. Very fruity. But yes. So yeah, so as I say, I'm gonna have to. If I do it, I will show you. Obviously, if you're into micro campers and you use your micro camper in the summer, this is something you're probably going to do. As I said, this is very well insulated for sound and heat, but obviously in the summer, you got. But if you're stealth camping, obviously you got to keep all the windows shut so no one knows you're in here. If it's just regular somewhere, I can crack open the side windows and the front windows, and that might be enough to cool it down. But for stealth camping, I've either just got to suffer, which we all like to suffer a little for our art, or I'm gonna have to take the roof box off of here and the roof rack, and some herber that put the bolts in the wrong way, so I'll probably have to just cut those off with an angle grinder inside the roof box, and then I'll have to cut a hole in the roof and fit a fan, an extractor fan, electric one, and they reverse and forward, so you can bring cooler air in as well as taking the heat out, and cooking smells as well. So that's that. That's one of those things I've got to do. And another thing I've got to do when I'm driving around, these vehicles, Peugeot partners, are well known for having a rattly door or two. And the door that rattles on mine is the driver's door. And the bolt, which holds the window glass up, has come loose inside. I've read about it. So I've got to basically peel the panel off, get loads of those clips because they all snap straight away, tighten that bolt up, use some Loctite, and that's how you get rid of that rattle. I might show you that, and I might show you the roof pain in the neck job, which I might have to do, but what are you going to do? The other thing I may do, which I don't want to do, is possibly put a diesel heater in, but that would be only if I'm doing trips to Scotland and stuff like that. I intend travelling around in the winter still. But the alternative is get a kind of... I've got a 300 watt power station, but I can plug in to my inverter the heater that I've got, and that works well enough so that I could just heat it that way. But I'm going to need to keep driving to keep my vehicle battery topped up if I use that, because you've only got possibly 3 hours, and if I'm somewhere cold that might not be enough. So the option is to do that, get a bigger power station, and I'll probably only have that in here in the winter, and that'd be purely to power the heater. So you either go that route or you go the diesel heater route. And in here, there is not a lot of room for putting a diesel heater. So it's something I might do. I might consider. If I do, I will show you me attempting to fit that. I know how to fit them. I fitted a diesel heater in my previous Vauxhall Movano vehicle, and it worked too well. And I barely used it because it was just obviously you could just run it on low. But I fitted that in the winter, and I had the door open, the heater was on, and it was still really, really hot. So it's figuring it out, really, seeing what works. Anyway, I will enjoy my scalding hot tea. Yeah, so this thing I said before, you just plug it into your cigarette lighter adapter. Takes 30 minutes to boil, which seems like a long time. But when you're being stealth, it doesn't really matter. And obviously you haven't got the option to use a gas cooker because you'll just gas yourself out. Again,
I've got the monitor there, so carbon monoxide, so it's not going to be a problem. But you know, who knows? I might. Who knows? Oh. But anyway, yeah. Have a nice day, everyone. I'm gonna get up and do something. Don't know what, but yeah, it's quite nice. As I say, I'm laying here on this back street in suburbia, London, and I chose quite a nice spot. As I say, the first one, obviously the fireworks put me off, so I moved here. But this is very quiet still. I'll have a look, tell you what the time is. The time is, oh, it's just coming up to 8 o'clock. I hope these lights aren't too dazzling. I've turned them right down, and obviously I've got the sun coming through the curtains, which is very pleasant. And yeah, just better get my act together and do something constructive, like go to work. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, this micro camping in London video, stealth, overnighter, and my attempt at cooking food, then if you could give me the thumbs up, possibly subscribe, and press the notifications bell, that would be absolutely lovely. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Goodbye. Hey.